What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Tax Practice Revolution, where we help you revolutionize your tax practice if you're a tax business owner, a CPA, EA, or somebody who's aspiring to make more money, drive more value, and grow your practice. This is the spot for you. Now, my name is David A. Bettis. I am a recovering tax preparer, now turned tax strategist. Now, I help other tax professionals just like you add an additional $43,000 on average to their practice by offering advisory services. And today I want to show you how you can do the same. I want to show you how you can grow your practice bigger than ever before by getting your first 5 tax advisory clients. I'm going to break down that formula and so much more in our first episode here today, or on this episode here today. So let's get this party started.
So this is how to get your first or next 5 clients, okay? So I'm going to get right into it. Number 1, here's how you do this. Here's how you do the thing. You make a list of everyone you know right now. Yes, actually do this. And before you say, well, none of my people have money and none of that, any of that mindset stuff, get rid of it now. This is just like tactical doing stuff now. So just do the work right now before you let the mindset thing of all the people are broke, nobody has money, none of this works. None of these things need to happen right now. All that needs to happen is these steps right here, because we're going to break that down. If they don't have money, that's okay. But first, we need to do this first, okay? So step 1, make a list of everyone you know right now. Okay, so how do you make a list? Because that's the first question. Well, here's what you do. You go check the emails that you have of people that you've worked with in the past. You have the emails of the people you currently work with. You have the emails of people you've met over the time of events. You collect the phone numbers that you have. You check your phone database and you say, okay, all these people, my contacts here, who do I have in here? The social media friends and following do I have? What current clients do I currently have that can leverage this? What's my current prospects? How many people have I talked to but haven't bought from me? In any area. It doesn't mean it's just tax planning. It could be tax returns, accounting, bookkeeping. It could be payroll. It could be tax resolution. Who current prospects are those, right? So you want to make a list of these 5 things. And I forgot to put on here, but events you've attended, people you've connected with through events. And so these are the 5, I guess, places you go find the list, because everyone here, if you're watching this, you have a list. You just don't think that they're the right list. And that's okay for now. Okay, so step number 2 is you want to add up all these contacts, and this is how you do it. So step 1, in the beginning, you have all these sources of contacts, like places you can actually get people. Okay, so let's imagine you have 100 emails. You just look through your emails and you're like, okay, I got that person, that person, that person, that person, that person, that person. I got 100 emails. Then I got 100 phone numbers. So I looked at my phone and I'm like, okay, I got 100 contacts. Now, this is actually 2 people. Okay, I consider them two different people, and here's why. Because someone answers the phone and some people text. So you take them as they are. And if you have 3 things, you have their email, their phone number, and you can text them, then you have 3 ways to connect with that person, and makes it even more relevant that you reach out to them. And then if you have 4 things in common, so sometimes these emails, these phone numbers, these text messages, and the Facebook friends and current clients all are in the same bucket. So meaning they all go into the same one. And that's okay for now, okay? You just need to create the pipeline for now, because this right here, what you're doing is building the foundation for a future success, and you don't even know it yet, okay? So 500 friends, let's assume that this is all the assumptions, right? I'm just putting a base number here. And you work with 100 current clients. Now, even if they are EIC clients or they're just low-level bookkeeper clients, they do payroll, they do tax resolution, whatever the scenario you have with these people, maybe they're credit repair people, it doesn't matter. For now, you just need to put pen to paper so you can get a number, okay? And you have 50 prospects. So let's say we come up with 950 leads. What I'd recommend is you stop this video and you go do that now. All right, welcome back. I'm glad you did that part. Okay, so once you do that, then you're going to organize that list into these 3 types of people. Okay, so step number 1 was getting the list of the types of sources you can have. Then you count them. Now you're going to categorize them. Okay. And you're going to categorize them in three things: prospect, promoter, or neither. So let's address that now. A prospect is someone that can use your service, or maybe could use your service, but you're not entirely sure. A promoter, you know for sure they cannot use your service, but maybe they can introduce you to someone who could. And then the last bucket is neither. If they're in this bucket, they're most likely not a good client nor a good connector. And that's okay. When you're starting out, I will tell you a quick note. It's okay to have more people in the neither bucket today. It's okay. Don't worry if you have people in there. In fact, the majority of you watching this video right now probably have like 75% of your people are in that bucket. And that's okay, because eventually it's going to switch, and that's the goal. In fact, when you start growing this business, it's actually never going to switch, because your ceiling, when you grow, becomes the floor. And then now you have a different bucket of new people that you want to work with once you've exhausted the people you've already worked with. Okay. And so don't get discouraged. I want to excite you and let you know it's okay. All right. Number 4, once you've done step 1, 2, and 3, then you're just going to recalculate what you did in the beginning. Okay. And so here's how you did it, right? So let's go back for step 3. And step 3, you put them into buckets. You put them into 3 different buckets: prospect, promoter, or neither. Prospect, promoter, or neither. You put that next to their name or next to the contact. Okay. And so you recalculated. And let's assume you had that same 950, but you actually came up with 100 contacts or 100 clients that you could potentially reach out to and have this conversation with. You had 200 promoters that maybe they are not the client, but maybe they are. Who knows? And maybe they can connect you with someone. And then you had 650 people. You're just like, there is no way I'm talking to those people about anything that I'm doing. Like, there's just nothing they can do with me. I'm done with them. They're dead to me. Whatever you want to say. And that's okay. All right. Step number 5. And this is where it's really important. You've done all these 4 steps. Now it's time to put the pedal to the metal. Now it's actually time to do something. All right. And I hope you're okay with that, because that's why you're here. And the greatest thing about this is that it's a non-sleazy, non-salesy process of really just introducing your services to old clients and to introduce them to new prospects, all at the same time with scripting too. Okay. And this is how you start. You start with your prospects, which is the first tier that I gave you above. Okay. You start with the prospects. And the reason why you want to go in this order is prospects are closest to money. So when you're focused, when you're like, what should I put my attention on today? Should it be a logo? Should it be a website? What should it be? It is the closest thing to money. So wherever the closest thing to money is, that's what you focus on. And if you're not focused on that, you need to reestablish what you're focusing on and say, this is the most important thing right now, until I get to the point where I can breathe and actually do stuff and have money to do stuff. Then other things become important. But for now, if you don't have money and this is what you need to do right now to make some money so you can go into paid ads, or you can go into posting content, or you can go into cold outreach, then this is what you're doing right now. Nothing else matters. Okay. So now you have your targets. You start with your prospects. And for current clients, this is what you'll say. Send this to your current clients. Hey, since last year, I've taken advantage of tax planning training and being proactive, looking back at your tax situation from last year, and saw some opportunities. You've always paid for tax preparation. You've always paid for tax resolution. You've always paid for bookkeeping. You've always paid for whatever. You fill in the blank here. And now I offer a new service called tax planning. And I give customized strategies. It's more advanced and it's not included in next whatever surface, because that's looking back and this is looking forward. Everything up until this point has been looking back, no matter what the service is. It's always looking back. This is looking forward. I'm finding that a lot of clients of mine have asked since last year, so I took it my mission to make better this year and offer this new service. And by the way, I did think that we could save you X amount of dollars just by implementing a few changes. You don't have to put this "and by the way," but if you do have that information, it's really good to put that in there to anchor them and hook them in. Okay, so that's for current clients. Now, what if you've been doing this for free and you need to transition? So some of you guys have already done tax planning, but you're like, how do I approach that conversation for current clients and have this transition conversation. This is what I suggest. You can say something to this extent, saying, that's a great question. And the truth is I've been doing it for free for this long, and the strategies just haven't been implemented. You're still owing money to taxes, even though I gave you all the strategies. And I take full responsibility for that. And because of that, I'm starting to offer a new service specifically for this to help implement with you. Think about it kind of like as if I'm a personal trainer showing you around the gym and how to lift weights and how to eat right. And because you're a current client, you actually are the first to benefit from this and this exclusive new service. And so when you say that, customers will understand, oh, got it. Well, you're right. I've never implemented the strategies you told me, even though you've been doing it for free. Now I need someone to actually hold me accountable. And that's what you're doing. Essentially, tax planning is just holding them accountable to the tax strategies you've been telling them for free for all this time. Okay. And that's if you've been doing it for free for this time. And that's a really, really cool transition there that you can get them to see it your way and say like, okay, cool. You're my personal trainer. You're my personal financier, if you will, or financing person to teach me what I should do with my finances because you know better than I do. Okay. You are trained in this, which means you should help me through this. Okay. And prospects, this is what you do for prospects. But unknown so if or how you can use the scripting. Okay. So I don't know what the messaging is there. So for an example, if they're a prospect, but if you don't know if or how you can help them, or if or how you can help them, like if you can help them or not, I don't know why I put this sentence this way, but it's just messy. But let's assume it's someone that you're just an acquaintance with, and you kind of see them on Facebook every now and then. You're like, man, I think that person needs my help, but I just don't know how to approach them. That's for this person. Okay. And this is how you do it. Okay. You do hook, reason, ask. Okay. And the way it is you start with the personalized greeting. Then you acknowledge where they're at, compliment them, and then give them a reason why you're talking to them now about this thing. Okay, so here's how you do it. Hey, Jim, I'm personalized the greeting. I saw you just had a big month in your business. Congrats. How's everything? How's the fam? Just leave it like that. I'm starting the hook. I can call him and say the same thing, saying exactly what I'm doing here. I'm stopping. Okay, this is me hooking him in to say what's going on, build some rapport. Okay, cool. Hey, Jim, how's everything? I was thinking about you lately. Just thought I'd reach out and say, how's everything going? He'll say, good, Dad. Everything's good. How's everything with you? Okay, that's the hook. Then you acknowledge whatever you just talked about earlier, which you hook them in by personalizing the greeting. Hey, Jim, I saw you had a big month. Hey, Jim, I saw you were on vacation. Hey, Jim, I saw that you were at an event. Hey, Jim, I saw XYZ. Right? And for the majority of these people, they're warm outreach, which means you should know a little bit about them. And even if you don't, you can just use this you can use this. Hey, I was just thinking about you, and you popped into my head today, and I was just thinking about how amazing you were, and just thought I'd reach out to see how everything's going. That's it. Like if you just say that, you just care about people and you want to talk to them. It just so happens that you want something from them, but it doesn't have to. You could just reach out to someone and just say that, and they'd be happy about it. Okay, and then you acknowledge them. Wow, that's amazing, Jim. He tells me why his business is amazing. He loves his family, and he loves hanging out with his family. All that good stuff. And say, love to hear everything is doing great. I mean, it's probably tough growing your business in this economy, and that's amazing that you're doing it, right? And so I acknowledged him for what he's doing and what he said, and then I'm complimenting him on what he's doing right now. It's probably tough growing your business in this economy, right? So if you're watching this, probably you're seeing the trajectory of the downturning economy, right? And you're like talking about what's happening right now. And then you transition into ask, right? Because now you just did the part of building the rapport. Now you need to transition the conversation into something more or less of like, why am I talking to you? Why am I calling you? Why am I texting you? Why am I messaging you now? That's the question that's been on their mind for the last 3 or 4 minutes, and you haven't gotten to the point. And so now it's time to get to the point. And so the great reason why that I've come up with that you guys can use is hey, the reason for this call, the reason I'm messaging you, the reason I'm texting you, the reason why I'm emailing you now is because I recently started this new business, or I recently included this new service, or I recently did this new thing, or I recently started this new process, or I recently, whatever this thing is, it has to kind of be new and different. And the reason why is because they've been paying for what they think is what you've been giving them, which is tax planning, but you really haven't. You've just been giving them advice that you actually don't even know if works or not works. You're just kind of blatantly just kind of putting it out there. And if you have been doing tax plans, you've been doing it informally and not getting paid for it. And now it's the time to get paid for it. So it's new and novel to them. Okay. New business, helping individuals and business owners save money on taxes legally. Okay. And I leave it so open ended right there. So it's not niche specific, but it also includes everybody. Okay. And I'm really excited about it because, right, the reason why I started this new business, and I'm really excited about it because, share the reason. Okay. Now, quick caveat on this: don't share the reason of saying, hey, the reason why I'm reaching out is because I can make a bunch of money with tax planning and you're one of my first victims. That's not a reason. You say it because I'm so fed up with the IRS just pushing their envelope on the amazing people of the United States, and when they can just print money, and we're trying to justify why we're paying taxes, and we have no clue why. And so I'm so excited to share this with more people. And I was calling you, whatever your reason is, make the reason true to you. Like, why are you doing this? Not for money. Like, money aside, why would you do this? Okay. And I'm calling you to see if maybe you knew anybody that I could talk to see if I'm positioning this correctly, since, it's kind of new for me. I've been doing this for some time, but this process in itself is a little new to me. So I want to make sure I'm doing it correctly. Do you know anybody who might benefit from this, from extra tax savings? And then you shut up. And they'll say yes. They'll say no. They'll say, yes, I know this dude. Okay, cool. Would it be cool if we do like a 3-way text? Perfect. Or no, I don't know anybody. Okay, perfect. Not a problem. If you find anybody, just let them know. I'm going to be doing tax strategy where I help people save money on taxes. And I'm willing to, help my people by helping their people. So I'm willing to talk compensation if you're open to it at that time. But thank you so much. Hope everything's well. We should get connected very soon. Talk to you later. Bye. Boom. Or talk to you later. Thanks for messaging me. I'll talk to you in a bit. I have to get to a meeting. We'll keep this conversation flowing, right? Whatever it looks like, but just make it a normal conversation. And then that's it, right? Laura, by doing something very similar to this, made $63,800 in 17 days. Okay. There's a check right there she had for $2,400. She was all excited about it. Okay. Step 6 is you reflect. Okay. You review your metrics when you did this process. How many people did I have to reach out to? I started with 950. Then I had about 600 people at the end of this, or 300 people at the end of this, because I weeded out 600 people. How many people did I reach out to? Okay, so 300 people I talked to, or I had to talk to, I only reached out to 100. Okay, how many people were actually interested in this thing? So the people that I talked to, who of them became interested? Of the people that were interested, how many were actually quality candidates? And the people that were quality candidates, how many people turned into a client? And of the people who became a client, how much did they pay me? And then the last question, which is really probably most important, is how long did it take me to do all this? It took me 30 days? Okay, cool. So then you have something. You review your metrics. You come to our coaching. You say, hey, look, Dan, our team, or whoever else is coaching you through this process here, you just say, hey, look, these are my numbers. What can I improve? What can I do better? How can I influence this? How can I make this number better? How can I make this number better? And you don't even have to do anything different. You can make a couple $1,000s just from this. So let's review it together. Let's imagine now you had 200 people to reach out to, because we weeded out 75% of the people that didn't matter. Okay. And you were left with 200 people, 100 prospects and 200 promoters. So you could have reached out to 200, but you only reached out to 100. Okay, cool. And of the people you reached out to and you talked to, 30 of those people were interested. They're like, sure, I'll talk to you. And you had 30 people to talk to, and 15 were actually qualified. You're like, okay, cool. I don't know if I can help you, but let's start with the assessment. Let's figure, if that works. And then 5 becomes clients, because some people are just going to say no, whatever, and that's 30% conversion, which is really good. And then you made $12,500 because 5 times 2,500 is the average assessment that we charge. So you make $2,500. I mean, 12,000 bucks in, and then you look at how long did it take you to make that money? It took you 30 days to execute this. All right, that's great. If you're not already clapping it up for yourself, that's an extra $12,000 that you didn't have at the beginning of the month that now you have in a predictable system behind it. That's what's more important than the money you just made. Because now you have the foundation for what could go into Facebook ads, that could go into cold outreach, that can go into getting affiliates, that can go into getting referrals. All the bases are built on the system you just built right now. Congratulations. This is what you're looking for. This is why you're here now. Okay. And then this means this. So you came out of pocket $0 and you made an extra $12,000 on the front end. Not to mention those who will work with you for the year to implement. Let's just say of the 5, 2 of them say yes to paying you an additional $10,000. That is $32,500 from 5 clients. Okay. Tell me any other service that you do currently, or write it, wherever you want to put it down, that you can make that type of money with the margins that you're making on this. Okay. Wait. Okay. This also means now you have purchasing power, which is what we're doing this warm outreach for, is to give you the power to purchase the right things so you can reinvest in marketing, your marketing machine, which is the one you had, or hire your help to keep it growing. Okay, this is not a time right now when you make this money to go buy more stuff. You don't go buy a logo. You don't go invest in an agency. You don't do anything with that money besides reinvest back into the machine that got you the money in the first place. This is where most people fall off. Okay, and then step 7, you rinse and repeat. And once you do it a few times, you can hand it off to a team member to help you with the nuanced stuff. And I want to congratulate you for getting to this point. This is the 7 steps to getting someone who kind of knows you or likes you to trust you and pay you. This is the warm outreach process that you do over and over and over until you get to the point where this becomes the foundation for when you start to run ads, for when you start to do cold outreach, if you ever get to that point, for when you start to do affiliates, for when you start to hire agencies, for when you start to get employees, for when you start to do all these additional things to get more customers. This becomes the foundation, because now you have a solid foundation and it's not built on sand. It's actually built on a foundation of real business principles. So with that being said, I cannot wait to see you in the next trainings. Bye.